kicking the shot.
It's just like perpetually shot.
Branding.
Sponsored by Kingfisher Strong.
They should be.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Kingfisher, now's your chance.
Hi, my name is Will and welcome to the Distorted Transmission for today. I've got a band called Distance. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Good, man. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So could you guys do intros? Let's start from the left there, the pull down the sun t-shirt guy.
Hey. Hi, everyone. Passion. I play bass.
I'm Sam. I play guitar.
I'm Levi. I play drums and Distance. Yeah.
Should mention that Sam writes all the songs.
Yeah.
I was going to say that it's rather an understated introduction. Hi, I play guitar, when you actually write everything, and I recorded most of it, I think.
Yeah.
That's the intros out of the way anyway. I discovered you guys a few days back on Levi's Facebook wall, part of your live show from the Symbiotic show at Valhalla, and I was like, oh, who's this? So here we are in school about to learn. So could you give me a brief history of the band, please?
I was in a metalcore band from Auckland called Banks Arcade for a couple of years. And that band I left start of 2019. And then I spent ages kind of debating what to do next. It took me ages to figure out what was going on. I've been playing around with like some post-rocky stuff forever. I've always been kind of writing things similar to that. And then lockdown, or like the first lockdown happened. And I was kind of like, pretty much. I was kind of keeping track of the news like around the world. And I saw that all of these countries were going into lockdown. And I thought it's only a matter of time before we do as well. What am I going to do with that time? Like, this is my chance. If I don't get any music written now, like, I might as well just give up. So like, if I've got a month at home doing nothing, like, and I don't get anything done, like, it's all over. And I've never like written music in bands before or anything. So this is kind of like my first and only shot. So lockdown finally happened. I just I spent the entire time locked away in a room, forcing the songs out. These guys came on board at the start of this year. I just posted on an Instagram story that I was writing, and Levi was like, "Oh, when are you going to play live?" And I was like, "Well, I will if you play drums." Because like I'm super fussy with people, and especially drummers. And there was only a few people I had in mind, and that could do it at all, and Levi was always there, but I was always too scared to ask him. So it was nice that he kind of broke the ice for me. And he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've got someone who might be keen to play bass as well." So it's like pretty perfect that it all just kind of came together at once.
Awesome.
Yeah. So since then we've been trying to suss gigs, but it's not really happening because of COVID. We've had heaps of them booked, but they all just keep falling through.
Your first show was supposed to be in Christchurch, but that was cancelled, right?
Yeah. That was supposed to be the first one. We had a few more lined up with a few other bands, in assorted different places around the country as well, but it just never eventuated because things are how they are at the moment.
I guess the show after your failed first show was the Symbiotic show in Wellington. I did see the footage on Levi's wall, as I mentioned, and it seems like you guys, nailed it. It sounded great. So how did you feel about the performance overall, like from the first person perspective?
I was really nervous going into it. We use like this digital rig with click tracks, linear monitors and things like that. And that's something I haven't done, on stage before. So I was nervous, but, really stoked with how it went and how we were received. And I'm just super excited to play some more. Local restrictions permitting.
Awesome. And Levi, how was it from the back?
Yeah, man, it was great. I was like fully in my element, just playing like sick grooves at Valhalla, like my home, basically. Home away from home. no blast beats, just with bros to like the bros in the audience, because it wasn't like a proper because of COVID restrictions. It was like a invite only show.
Right.
So it was just like our mates that were our mates and the other band's mates that we'd invited.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I felt pretty good about it. And yeah, we got it all recorded with disc audio and other gadgets and GoPros, and it turned out fucking awesome.
I didn't actually think about that. I guess the reason why you, of course, filmed it and sort of broadcast it was because of the lack of audience, or perhaps the less audience than normally would be there. But yeah, good, clever thinking around the problem.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It was a happy accident.
All right, cool. So let's move on to releases. I had a look on your Bandcamp. You got a 5-track release that you released in April 2020, and you've got Recursion. Well, the first one was Over Time. Second one's Recursion, and again another 5-track release in December 2020. So that's been about a year now. So are there more releases to come, or have you just been doing stuff with the band, or what's the deal?
Yes, it has been a year, and yes, there are more things coming. I've had a lot busier of a year at school this year. I'm studying, so I've been perpetually putting it off, and also just because we've been prepping the band for live, it's taken a while to get all the click tracks and all that assorted bullshit.
All the live side of it. Mm.
Yeah. So I've been using that as an excuse to not do any writing. So yeah, there are tracks on the way. It'll happen when it's ready. Like I plan on spending the whole summer. Like I finished school in about 2 weeks, and then after that, it's just kind of locking myself in here and getting it finished.
The difference between the things that you were doing in 2020 and the things that you're doing now is that you've got a band as well. So going forwards, will you actually incorporate sort of their ideas? Will it become like a sort of a collective writing process?
The control freak inside of me like I will be doing the majority of it, but I think the whole the whole is usually greater than the sum of its parts, if that makes sense. So I plan on integrating as many ideas as I can.
Okay.
The big thing is just my own mindset and relinquishing control. But I do have full trust in these guys. It's just a mental block on my end.
All right, cool. Well, today's interview was postponed. Like we're meant to have a chat at around 8, and it ended up being at about 8:40. And the reason why was because Levi was a bit late. So Levi, would you like to share today's story?
Yeah, I went on a tramp with my mate up Scott's Saddle in Canterbury here, and we came down Pudding Hill Stream, and it was supposed to be a stream, so we just walk out 2 hours, but it was a raging river due to snow melt from Mount Hutt ski field. So it was pretty gnarly. We lost count, but there was like 40 to 60 river crossings. So it's pretty hairy. But yeah, that's basically it. I had to drive home for a shower and quickly get a pie and a petrol station, and here I am. I didn't die in the bush, which is awesome.
Thank God.
And you're going to polish it off with this amazing interview, eh?
Absolutely.
You're going to sleep well tonight. This is the point in the interview where we're kind of wrapping things up, and I usually ask the participants if there's anything they'd like to add at the end of the interview. This is an opportunity for you to pretty much say anything you like. It's open season, so yeah.
Thanks to Nelson for introducing me to this guy. We both grew up in Nelson. I don't recall exactly when we met, but we've known each other for quite some time. Just
when you came back for Legacy, that was 2014.
There you go. Some band ago. Which is how I found out about Distance, is just by my bro releasing it. And yeah, also a shout out to Ben from Valhalla, because I love him and everything he does, and hopefully he can get back to bringing crazy international bands back to New Zealand as soon as possible.
Amen.
All right, Sam?
It's probably apt to thank these two guys for putting up with me stressing about everything. It's very nice to have two very competent, very positive people who always show up on time and play their parts well. It really takes a load off the mind.
Click tracks rule.
Yeah, click tracks rule. So yeah, thanks to these guys. And also, like, you know, I'm very fortunate to have a wonderful support network of friends and family. So, like, you know, anyone who's listened or you know, listened to the music or even bought the music, there's people who bought it, which is like mind blowing. You know, it's all out there for free, so you know, you don't have to pay for it, but like, I'll buy some more Kingfishers with it if you do. Yeah, so like, thanks to everyone who, you know, like, gives me a hand along the way, and you all know who you are. It's very, very grateful.
Awesome.
And also thanks to Jacob.
Oh yeah, thanks to Jacob for providing me with endless source material to rip off. Yeah.
The band.
Yeah, Jacob the band.
Yeah.
For maybe
Not a person.
For the uninitiated, you're welcome. In fact, don't listen to it, because then you'll realize that this is just a ridiculous Jacob ripoff. But anyway,
I should have agreed to go first, because I was gonna say what Sam said. I'm super stoked that I was, you know, approached to play bass in this band. So thanks to Levi for thinking of me, and Sam for having me, and I'm having an absolute blast, giving me a new perspective on stringed instruments. There's so much, the bass strings are so much fatter and further apart. It's I'm having a great time, and I really, really enjoy playing the music, and you know, I've met a whole bunch of cool people through this, so I'm really thankful to be playing in this band.
That's about all the time we have for this time round. So best of luck going forwards, and yeah, cheers, guys.
thank you very much.
Thanks for having us, man.
And thanks for watching.